Oh, you not hear what Effie told you? She said you should kneel down.
Hey.
You have to
Now,
Hey.
said it with confidence.
Hey. Eka, let me just blame you, to be honest, for this issue.
How does
Yeah, because you are the one that creates a culture of disrespect on this group, where we're allowing younger ones. I mean, we're not on the same decade anymore in this group. Let's just be on a key. Two of us are on one decade, and the other one is on a different decade. Yet,
decade. Oh.
yet they are still having infantry to be just opening them up. Wow. I don't understand. I really don't. So, like it's your fault. If you're instilled as the elder, if you have instilled a culture of discipline, maybe
it
something
wouldn't have happened, Abby?
exactly it wouldn't have gotten this far.
Oh,
A whole
God.
decade divide, but it's okay. Let's just proceed forward to the news of the day. Hi, I'm Olori.
I am Eka.
Hello, I'm Effie.
Wonderful.
Baby
Okay.
girl, no day.
No,
Maybe
it's
girl no day.
just okay. Anyway, so today's gist, let's start on a somber or sober note, I guess. We have some high profile deaths in the last week.
Yep.
DMX and Prince Philip of the
Yeah.
United Kingdom have gone to the greater beyond. And I guess this morning one of our Nollywood stars also
Who's that?
had Bruno Iwuha.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, had also migrated to the other side as
Wow.
well. So yeah, this is a very what do you call it, sad
Wow.
week. I guess the two things that I want to one thing, DMX, I'm afraid for what the property fight is going to look like.
As in,
The
because there was
reason
problem
they
early.
exactly, I'm like, why can't you guys as a family come out with one voice of what the
Ah,
status of the thing is? For the past week, it has been one close source said he's on life support, another one
yeah.
say no, and insider source said that he's not on life support.
Mm.
As in every day there are two counter stories coming out from an inside source. So if this is how we are
Yeah.
on when the guy was alive, then when it comes time to now dividing up the assets, I think it's going
Hmm.
to be, because I think he has a fiance, but I think he also has a kid with some ex-wife, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm concerned about what that will look like. 'Cause even with will, you can still contest.
Yeah.
Um, and then
He has
Prince,
15 children, no?
wow,
I believe I
that
read
was a
that.
busy one. That was
Voila.
a busy one.
It's just going to be sad because like already it's so sad that he has died. Everybody knows the struggle
Mm.
how he went through
Yeah.
with everything he went through. So this thing is always annoying because it's like somebody has died. I know they always say let's move on, but let's move on in a positive manner, not to be fighting,
Yeah.
you know. I don't know.
But I think you
Wow.
raised a good point also that I kind of forgot, in that I think in the recent year or two, I think what I had seen him in the news um for was trying to clean up. So I think he
Yes,
had a drug
so
problem or
much.
something. So
Yeah.
I think he had done Dr. Phil, maybe Inyala Fix My Life. So there were a few
Mm.
attempts to publicly show that he was trying to overcome his addiction. And if I'm not mistaken, I remember him or somebody posting like maybe like a 1 year or 6 months, some sort of anniversary of
Mm.
being clean. So I don't so it just shows you kind of the
The
power or the
struggle.
danger, yeah, of
Yeah.
addiction, where like you can be, going like every day is a fight. As you get what I
Do you
mean?
get?
Because you don't know the day
Mm.
that you know you
It
will
was
have to
even funny
relapse.
because when I watched the versus battle he had with Snoop Dogg, I believe, yeah,
Mm.
he was drinking water or drinking, like, you understand. So it's like you've completely gone off everything,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you're just having to live a life where you're not even entering any of these substances that might lead to over, you understand, that might lead to the other side. And still, the thing is better not to enter anything that you cannot control, because that is what will happen. Huh.
I think some other things is like with money, right? Because
That is it.
you could, and same, and the other kind of person that comes to mind is Whitney Houston, her daughter,
Oh God, yeah.
and her daughter is like money could afford you could. I remember someone
Yeah.
showing an interview where they were like, "Oh, we heard you were on weed or something." Actually, like, baby girl, I make too much money to be on weed. Like, I'm like, it's cocaine
Yeah.
that I typically work with, right? So I think is what money can buy, right?
Mm,
That I think has also led to the demise of some of these
yeah.
even Michael Jackson. I think it was his doctor that gave him something that I wonder if you were regular Joe, right?
Mm,
Would you
Whether
have
you
been able
have
to
access
afford the
to it.
exactly access to that kind
Yeah.
of treatment? So, on one hand, we pray that God should, let our accounts hear a lot in a heavy
mm,
manner. But at the same time, it's like, we pray for but I say the grace to not
To manage it.
to manage it, yes, and not
yeah.
use it to now dig our future graves. The other thing that I kind of wanted to add was Prince Philip. I was really hoping that this guy would get to 100 because over the last maybe year or two, always been Prince Philip is in the hospital. There's more
Mm.
hospital this thing and
Yeah.
that. So I was really hoping that this guy, and the last hospital thing was like, oh, he walked by himself to the car. They didn't have
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's like they gave him a
wheelchair
brand
him.
new heart or whatever. You understand? So it was like he's functioning well now.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know
Ah,
when things just deteriorated
Man.
beyond, but I mean, 99
It's
is a full life.
crazy. Like,
Is a full
I don't even know
life.
if I want to live past like that kind of 80, 90 because that's just
Speak
stress.
for yourself, oh, please, please,
mm,
please, please
Much
speak for yourself.
wahala, beg.
And then
omo.
Bruno, yeah, I think Bruno's issue was he was fighting diabetes.
Because blind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, he turned blind one time, so it's probably like the I
Oh
think
wow.
glaucoma. Like obviously diabetes, then the extra stuff that comes with it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
So, and one thing, and not to shade other people, but we didn't. You know what? Let me not say it. Let me just move forth. I mean, put it in the WhatsApp group. So let's just
Before they will drag you.
let me just move on. The second gist. So this one, there was a story this week, right? So, does anybody have any other gist before going to the
I
second
have
gist? Sorry.
Gisto. I have a
Yes,
Gisto.
please,
So
please.
basically, TVC was I think one of the presenters was saying something
Yeah,
about
BC baby girl.
so people came for her, and I'm like, well, see, I think the word, like using the word senseless is what made people go crazy.
Sorry,
She
she
could have
was
said,
saying something about what?
she
Chioma.
basically said that,
Oh
so it
my
was
god.
about Choma and Davido. So she was like that she heard that the person, because she didn't mention Choma's name, but that was the topic. So she said that this person, I heard she left school for a man. She now said something that, oh, a prayer I pray every day is I pray my children are
Yeah.
not senseless. You get so I mean there's nothing wrong in what you're saying, but the way like she could have used the only way I would say I don't agree in it or agree with is she could have used a better word, because senseless is like really it's a harsh word to use. So people were like, oh, that was your business, like Kiniko, like why are you dragging Chioma? And I'm like, I mean there's nothing she said that's wrong, but obviously the senseless there just kind of messed up the whole statement she was trying to make sure.
I would agree with you on the choice of words, but I feel like in Nigeria now, the popular thing is to kind of focus on the word and miss the message,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I don't know any parent that has their full brains working
That will
wants
allow
their
that
child to drop out of school for any
for
reason, let alone
exactly for
it
any
be
reason.
for
No.
a man, right? And we
And
don't know
it's
if
like
that's why she dropped out, but like a celebrity man that hasn't really shown any full
exactly
commitment to you. I mean, he bought you a Porsche. Okay, that's nice. Is it in your name? Because but I've seen where they can lease and repossess,
collect
in
yeah.
the abroad when the thing is over. So for me, I don't think that any parents would be happy, in my
Exactly.
opinion, with the choices that Choma has seemed to have made.
Made,
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, while I agree that maybe the choice of words was could have been
There was
better,
nothing wrong with yeah, what she was
the
saying was
message should not be made, because we tell even young girls all the time, don't choose where you go to school because of man. Don't choose your
Man,
course of study because of
exactly.
man. Because while in that particular scenario, you think you're going to end up with this person and this is going to be your life partner and this, that, and the third. Like my sis.
Exactly.
I remember somebody telling me in high school, was it? I don't know if it was the PE teacher.
They told all of us.
No, I remember who told us, and I'm trying not to say the person's name, but it
Yeah.
was, let's say, an English teacher, right, in high school. And the guy was like, don't think that the first guy that proposed this to you is the guy that you're going to marry. And I'm not thinking that if the guy has proposed, that means we're
Why
serious
would I? Yeah.
now. So why would it not lead to marriage? But as
Right.
I've grown to other decades
He was speaking from
now,
experience.
exactly, I didn't know.
As a
He said,
proposer.
thank you. What the elders is standing up. Oh, sorry,
Hmm.
sitting down. The child cannot see if he climbs the highest
As
iroko
in,
tree. That's what happened. Now I'm seeing things that I've met people's parents. At least three that I can count. And
Hmm.
all three, as of today, I kid you not, are married with at least a kid. All three. Not
sorry,
even
Ro.
one left. Not even one left. So, and it wasn't like a formal proposal, but it was basically like, I'm taking you seriously enough to bring you,
Yeah.
let the
The
family
family.
know you that, okay, well, this is who I'm trying to go with. My dear, all three, 1, 2, and 3 are all married with kids. So that goes to show that you don't make those kind of sacrifices that don't secure your own back
Mm.
first. Because anything can happen. And now the video seems to be with some American girl or something.
Mm.
I beg they should just let Davido and Choma just die. I beg. I'm even tired of the whole thing.
As in,
Like the girl has made her choices, the guy has made his choices. They know what they are doing. Me, I don't even know what they are doing because I'm tired of them. They should just allow them rest because as in we already knew that Choma left school and all these things since time. I don't know why TVC people self are even talking about it. Let them just allow it rest because this Choma Davido thing, we already me anyway. Let me not talk
No,
because me, I'll say
because
senseless now. Me, I'm never going to say senseless. Me, anyway. I'm not popular like TVC lady. Me, I'm just going to say we knew how Choma was
yeah,
going, and all of us we were saying
exactly.
Choma should press brake. Oh, ha!
Mm-hmm.
Choma did not press brake.
please, I
So
stand with TVC for it
I stand with you,
because I watch TVC every day, like that your view show every day for the most part. And so I think this episode had aired when the Choma and Davido
oh
gist
right, okay,
was
was hot.
popping. But
Mm.
Linda Ikeji put the
Now let's
clip
go and
of
carry it.
BC
Ha.
saying that I pray to not have a senseless. That's where the
Yeah.
thing now came back.
Oh my God.
So she had
Choma
this thing since
supporters came.
almost last week, right? Or maybe
Yeah.
almost 2 weeks ago now. But then the Linda is doing her work. That's how she's sitting on Banana Island and Bentley. So we can't really say she's not doing. She did her work, nee. So
Abi?
yeah, that what
Me,
happened there.
I have one gist though. Just sorry to go back
No,
to
please go on,
Prince
please.
Philip, eh? But now news just in is that
This
obviously
just
the
Megan.
Duke you know now the the Duke of say where they call the place Sussex or wherever is Duke of Prince Harry is obviously coming for the burial of his grandfather, but
Who is lovely?
the doctor has advised Meghan not to travel because obviously she's
that's
heavily
true. That's true.
pregnant,
That's true.
and in this time obviously it's not the best to travel whether you're not heavily pregnant or you're heavily pregnant.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
now I just want to say because next week now we'll come here to record and you will see British tabloids will say he's evil, this, that. They will forget that obviously it is essential travel, and when you're pregnant, you should not even move too
Yeah.
much. No, they will
Right.
not hear.
Right.
But now they've
Especially
announced
like
that one now
COVID.
to cause problem. They'll say, "Oh, Megan, we can see, you can see why they said they hate Megan. She's so heartless. She cannot even come for her. She cannot even be there for the family." Chaka, 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 chaka. Oh,
But at this point, Mega you have a tough skin. You don't like me, you don't like. As in,
Abi,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
I
think
don't even
she'll
think
care herself.
that I will attempt to even come. As in, well, a different family issue. If you don't like me, that's fine. Let everybody
You
face their
get
fronts.
And probably she has a very good reason for not coming. This woman is pregnant, even apart from even COVID and even travel risks. So, because at one point when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to be traveling. The fact that it's a very sad event, before somebody will now, her emotions will now take over, and this kind of thing.
Man is even beyond that, right? You have done an expose interview that has basically called other people out, right, wrong, or indifference.
Yeah.
So I don't expect that I will be welcomed.
Where you're going to?
Yeah, because
Exactly.
I've in a sense offended them. So for me, I feel like like to me, I don't like when adults, because it's the same thing that Peter, is it Peter or Paul's wife, right?
Peter, yeah.
Knowing that, okay, you are the bone of contention, right, wrong, or different, and they are forming happy birthday, you should come back
Yeah,
together.
just stay
No,
You
away. Like,
to me,
understand?
by doing that interview, you have drawn line. In my opinion, you have drawn line. So
Mhm.
you stay on your own. Kiniko, let them say whatever they want to say. Because I said, yes,
exactly.
it's a sad event, and I won't stop my husband from going, right? But I don't want the drama of because I'm there and people not feel attacked.
Yeah,
So let everybody stay in their house. Let Harry go and represent the family and come back.
that's
Abi,
it.
Abi, it's true, Seth. But let's see what Piers Morgan will say, because his mouth is always open for Megan's story.
Does he have a job yet? I'm sure they sacked him
Do
now
I know
from Good
for
Morning
him?
Britain.
Do I know for him? No, now he's active on Instagram and Twitter, giving us gist every day
Now so
and
Sharon
opinion.
Osborne you collect sack too.
God, as in
I want you to collect sack as well.
supporting friends from all over, from overseas, instead of us
Woo!
quiet. Hey God.
Oh. Anyway, I hope maybe Britain has a talk show for her because I don't know about her
The
US career
US. Hey,
going forward at this
you know
point.
you're in the US and you want to dabble with that
Don't mind
kind
her.
of issue
Mm,
when you know that Black Lives Matter just happened a few months ago.
to me,
Hmm,
and as a British person, because maybe she felt some personal connection to the story.
Mm,
I would say that it's not everything that you have to have a strong stance on, in my opinion. So if you don't
yeah.
believe fully that maybe they were being racist to her or something, you can say, I feel sorry that was her experience, with
Mm-hmm.
the palace. The,
yeah.
the the Brits love their royals, so I hope that they can mend their relationship because they have grandkids
Simple.
now. Simple, no need to go to
No,
that.
her
No
own
need.
was not even about the story. Her own was supporting Pierce because he's a good friend.
Ah,
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of the problem. It's just okay, people are now asking her, okay, does that mean you're supporting somebody that clearly you understand? Then she now starts to fight. What you don't need to support somebody like that. Eh?
Yeah.
but even
Just
that one thing,
calm
you can
down.
say, I know how my friend is coming across now, but I know
I
him
know him
personally. He's
exactly.
not like this, so let's just hope that this is just an emotional reaction. As in, there are ways that you can just secure your bank.
I
Don't
don't
use
know.
somebody else all to go and join. Now they're not
Um,
digging up for you. They are racist. You've called
mm,
Asians one thing, you've called blacks another thing. Sister,
mm,
now you have lost job, and your future job prospects is not high.
mm.
It's not high. So sister, please next time be guided. This there's the world. This thing is
The world is too PC now. You cannot just open your mouth wow like that. I'm just cha 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 cha. Ha.
anyway. One more gist before we get into the main Kiriko is so there was this story this week that a guy claims that he finds out or he has found out that his friend's wife is dating his boss, right? And that's the person, that's the poster now. So the poster's boss is the boyfriend of his friend's wife.
Mm.
Um, and so he also found out that his boss and this friend's wife have been dating for 11 years.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the friend and the wife have only been married for 6. So it's a
Hmm.
long time stops.
Yeah.
Now he's now conflicted. Should he talk or should he not talk?
Talk.
Now I feel as though that my initial reaction was mind your business, but I was
Mm-hmm.
wondering to myself that if this was a woman, if the story was flipped, maybe you find out that your
Yeah.
friend's husband is doing something, would you speak or not? And maybe I think I have some double standards here, but on a particular issue, my reaction was I would not talk for 2 reasons. Well, it depends. One is if I know my friend too is an away match player,
Mm.
right? I know that he has side chicks, side girls, whatever. I would lock up. Is you put I know what you are doing in your marriage. Also, job is hard to come by in this life. So I'm like, I don't want to go and chop sack because I'm defending you. So
Yeah.
there are so many things that my interest is not on, on the line for on this. So please let me hear what you have to say on this.
I mean, personally, for me, if I say you're my friend, then I think there's some obligation I feel towards people I call my friend. So, if I find out my friends, so let's say let me say I'm a man. I find out that but I know most men, based on some guys I've asked, most men don't talk. So, the fact that this guy's even talking, he has a conscience. Me, I have a conscience. It's true. Me, I have a conscience. So what I would do is I won't tell my friend. I would tell the woman. Like if I was this guy, I would tell the woman. I'll have a conversation and say, look, oh, maybe Anne or whatever, just give her a name and be like, look, what you're doing, like I'm here and I'm seeing this happening and you're married to my friend. So maybe you should tell him. Or, I don't know, I wish I have a conversation with her. So it's up to her
But
because
would you threaten to say if you don't tell him first, I will tell him, or are you just encouraging her?
I won't. Once I tell you, I'll stay away. But if I see that you've not told him, personally, I will tell my friend. Like I'm saying, if you're my friend, but not just a normal. If you're someone I call a friend, I won't confront him first. I will go to her first, and I will hope she has sense. I'm hoping my friend married somebody that is a
My
good,
dear,
like
11
an
years
okay.
running.
And she's
11,
doing this
11
one
years
now. Does she
running.
have sense?
I see
Hey,
11 years running. Ha,
uh,
okay.
but
Okay.
it's like I would first go to her, but if she doesn't do anything, then I would definitely I'll probably go to my friend maybe after I've gotten another job. I'm not going.
For me, it would just be hard to keep quiet, especially if the guy is your close friend, you're seeing the guy,
Exactly.
you understand. It's so hard. So you just because at one point I'll even be angry with the guy self, like guy, how
Yeah.
haven't you known? You understand? So
Notice.
or
Yeah.
I'll even be avoiding the guy. So I
Exactly.
on a normal day with all this relationship, this thing, it's best sometimes to go and carry your mouth and keep on one side simply
Mm.
because that is how you go and talk now and then it will be you they will carry and keep
Yeah, the
quiet because
homebreaker.
do you understand? So it's hard, but then for you, as in this guy is your boss. You're
Yeah.
seeing this guy, you're seeing your friend, you're seeing your friend's wife. Your friend's wife, when you go to their house, she open her teeth and be there, oh, honey. And you know that for 11 years she has been on a steady relationship with the oga. Who knows self on the wedding day, the oga came self, they put him as
As
chairman, as
in,
far nice boss. You understand? Ah,
High table.
man. Do you get the thing will pain me to the point where I would even if I don't tell my friend directly, I would
you
just
give
make
hint.
him come and see. I
Yeah.
will give him proof. Like because sometimes now I can open my mouth and say my boss is with your wife or whatever, and they've been together for 11 years. The guy will now
Yeah.
say I'm lying. By the time he now goes home, the wife will now do sweetie sweetie and but it's just for me to bring evidence or for me to invite him
Yeah,
to come
that's
and see
it.
with his own eye, and that will be it. And I will just plan it. But then that's another thing because this is your boss you're talking about, and this girl for 11 years she has been there. How many years have I been working for this boss? Ah, my dear, money
You
in
have to
these
second
kind
second
times.
job
As in,
first
that
before you
I'm
open your mouth.
saying, like to me, that job was a key thing to me because maybe
That's
if
the
if
thing.
maybe I wasn't employed in the same place where your affairs happening, okay, maybe I can
Eh,
say, one time, in fact, before an hour reach, I've already text her, okay, FA,
guys, see what's going
this
on? No,
this is what happening, but my job is on the line, so there's a key interest conflicts on
I
that
feel for the guy.
point. But to
The
your
guy is in a
point though, I
dilemma.
think the key takeaway though is I think even with like close friends is to come with proof. I don't think it's fair to accuse somebody, tell someone that their spouse is cheating on them with no concrete
Yeah.
evidence. Because
Evidence.
if I say, okay, honey, I heard that you're cheating on me, and he'll tell me that, but can't you trust me? And if truly
Mm.
he hasn't done anything to break the, like, then I'm stuck. I can't really move. So if you want to help me, please maybe video call, or tell me to come and visit you in the office
Mm,
when they are, just help me out to help you in this or do an anonymous text to me, so that
Exactly.
you have passed the
You can have
message,
information like that. Yeah.
but it's not you, so that your job is still secured in this economy. But okay, so huh. I wanted to take another gist that I heard on TVC, but I don't know if this Chloe story is annoying me.
The this
Uh,
episode.
this is just you know what? I'm going to take it. Let me just leave this Chloe one for a little minute.
Mhm.
So the story was, if your spouse gives a ride to some, like a colleague, so you both live in the same area, maybe you both live on the mainland, right? And this lady doesn't have a car, but your husband has a car, right? So every
Mm.
morning he takes her, to the office, pay, but going to the same direction. And then also
Mm,
at night he brings her back. That
Nope.
consistently let me learn the
not
story.
that foolish, nah.
That consistent, like this is the consistent, manner of how things are running. That
Mm.
would you put a stop to it as a spouse, or would you let it go that way? Nothing, I trust my husband or wife, nothing is happening,
No, it
let's
will never even start. Like it can never start. So that's my own take on that.
give us some more
Backbone.
on that.
It can't start because I know how men and women, like all these people that say my bestie kini. I like, look, I've been friends with benefits with several people. So that maybe because I've been in that situation and I know how it can be. So for me, I'm going to try to avoid anything that can tempt, or somebody will come and tell me I was tempted. No. So don't carry any woman. You can pay, you can even give her money. I'll tell you, you know what, I can give you money. I'll pay for Uber for her, but she's not entering the car with you at all.
So
Like
our story.
that's how things start. Like small. She's in the front seat. Maybe she's wearing short skirts or something. There you go.
So this is the angle that I took it from, because I think Miriam on the show was trying to make the argument that that even because she tends to be more liberal, that
Mm.
even she will have an issue with it. And to me, because I think I'm a bit liberal, like I may not have minded on the first instance, right? But
Mm.
let's even assume that your husband is not the promiscuous, that
Yeah.
anything in skirt goes. But I was thinking about it, like, okay, so you're in the car for an hour or two in Lagos traffic every day, to
Yeah.
and fro. Now, maybe a gist that you'll have reserved for your wife. Wait,
Hmm.
okay, this is how my day
Exactly. That's how you
went,
connect.
right?
Like, no.
You start sharing with her in the car, because you will have 2 hours to kill, right? Nothing else. So is a harmless. Here's how my day went. How did your own day go? Now, when you get home, you're tired as expected, but before, because you were so excited to share that
Mhm.
how my day went with your spouse, you will find the energy and time to still, share. But now
Yeah.
you've already shared the story. You're now home tired, so really just eat and bed at that point in time. So now we're now already creating maybe a bit of a separation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I start nagging, or in your mind nagging, okay, honey, we don't talk as we used to.
Exactly.
Now, in the man's mind, I'm not cheating on you, so I don't really get what you mean that we don't talk as we used to, right? Then I
Connection
now being
going
tagged
slowly.
as the nagging wife. From there, this your car ride now becomes an area of
Counseling session.
counseling session, an area of
Exactly.
succor for you.
Uh,
Like, this is where you go to escape me, your wife, right? What betide her the right D, now that maybe she now has marital issues too, and then
She will now
one thing,
share.
two thing. Because to me, I believe that most people that are not promiscuous, they may prevent themselves from cheating physically, but that emotional cheating has already happened.
yeah.
So for me, it's not that I don't trust the man. It's not that the man doesn't have principle, but even me as a human being, right?
That's the thing. As
Yeah,
a
I'm
human,
sharing with maybe things that my husband isn't doing. Yeah, now maybe my husband doesn't notice hairstyle changes, right? You, by the time you see me on Monday morning from a maybe I've changed the hair during the weekend. Oh Lori, looking so hot. My husband that has spent the last 3 days with me did not even notice hair change.
exactly.
From there, I'm like,
It's
okay.
familiarity. I
So
can't
that
let it
way to
happen.
me is the way that to me what the problem is that the close proximity can lead to a spark, and then from
Yeah.
there we're now in a difference. But please, Fa, sorry, Eka, how do you
Okay.
submit to this?
Somebody told me this, somebody very close to me has told me this thing, because it was this kind of question of what will happen if I find out you're cheating on me, or what will happen. The person said, see, the bottom line of this whole cheating, whatever thing is, do not put yourself in situations that you
Situ-
cannot
eh,
explain.
that is
Right.
it. That's the
It's as
situation.
simple as that. I'm not trying to say as a married man or as a married woman you cannot have friends of the
Friends.
opposite sex. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But don't put yourself in compromising situations, because
Exactly.
unfortunately they can lead to something where you lose control. This situation, if the man was not there, maybe you carry Uber or
Boss.
bus or whatever and
Boss.
go to work. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in the end, you don't need to put yourself in a situation where you will now end up being, so you will care for the person more than you're supposed to care for the person. It's unfortunate because you would have been a good Samaritan helping, but especially if both of you are young or of the same age group, you're
Mm-hmm.
no,
Mm-hmm.
there's no point. There's no point. Just avoid wahala, avoid doubts, avoid your spouse having second mind of, even though you're not doing anything, the spouse is saying, that woman, she has started looking at me somehow, or that man, he's starting to not respect again because he's seeing my wife inside the car. I beg, the wahala is too much. Better you don't even enter the situation.
Exactly.
Me, I will not, like me, I know, as in, to some extent I'm liberal, but if this happens 5 days a week, we are not even talking about maybe in Abuja that there's no traffic, in Lagos
In
that maybe
Lagos.
1 hour will turn to 2 hours for what?
That's
Huh.
4 hours because that's 2 hours to go, two to
Some,
come
you
back.
understand? Even if both of you are not talking, somebody will be tired and their head will now knock on somebody's shoulder. No one here.
That most people that have flings, right? They connect on something. Do you get? So for me, I
Yes.
know I've connected with people that typically I wouldn't even find you attractive, but we talk. We're spending, like, you're in a car. It's just two of you. Because if there were other people in the office, I won't even mind. Like, people do like car, I'll be hopping or what they call it.
Yeah.
But if
Mm,
it's just you and another woman, and I'm married to you, it can't happen because I know that eventually conversations gel, like bring people together, and you're like,
I
Yeah.
oh
would
yeah,
enter personal
that
conversation.
yeah. So if I
Sure.
can stop it, because I will not forgive myself if I know that's happening, and then tomorrow somebody will come and tell me it was just a fling, it meant nothing. Of course, it meant nothing, but you guys connected on at that time, and then maybe tomorrow now you carry another person and connect. So that's how these things happen. If I can connect with it, yeah, because I know myself, I can connect to people based on conversations. I don't even
Right.
need to like physically. So I know who I am, and I know that some people are like that. So I won't even let it happen.
I
I
think
think
most
it's
time that
inappropriate.
how, like, for again, for non-promiscuous, because some men feel like, it's their right to be cheating. For the
Mm,
non-promiscuous men, because even some of these damn cheating stories, that's how it started. It was we had a
exactly.
connection. Like,
Exactly.
nothing was wrong at home.
Mm,
In fact, what I liked about her was that she was very similar to my wife. And then
Exactly.
from there, because you're always spending maybe evenings at home. You're spending
Mm-hmm.
you're at work with this person. You're
The
spending the
whole.
drive. Yeah, because even one guy called him from the UK. That same thing. He was giving the girl a right to work. Where, okay, is on my routes, right?
Yeah.
And next, he's there sharing more of his personal life with the girl, and they
Exactly.
stay catching feelings. Now I have to call his own wife that her auntie. It's like something is about to happen. So being open to the wife, was helped him to uh, uh, uh kill the thing. But many men may not see it until butter has passed Gary.
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
you don't know the other person's intention. So don't even put
Exactly.
yourself in a situation where they will deceive you and hook you. Ha.
Because vulnerability is a powerful, to me, I don't know that I will stop, like, cause I don't also believe in, like, saying, if you don't stop carrying her, yeah, as in I will kill you, like I don't believe in that. But I feel like, because the other thing that came out in this topic was, is it your own insecurity as a spouse, or
It's
should your
not, so it's
spouse
not that one
make you
again.
comfortable? And to me, I'm like, if you married a crazy person, then know who you married. But if the person is typically reasonable and they're happy on this one thing, I feel like maybe, why is that friendship so important or more important than your marriage relation? Like, why? That's the key um question. Now, why can't you severe or separate or create a distance with this ride sharer? To the point
Mm.
where you're comfortable making your own wife or husband. Because what caused the story was a husband, a man was giving his wife rights to work, and he now accused the woman of cheating with the man. but the woman said that I didn't do anything with the um. So I
He
guess
is
yeah.
in a car with two people in the middle of nowhere or the road in third mainland bridge. The issue with it is that we cannot know. The car doesn't have CCTV inside. The issue here is there's no is too close a space for over familiarity. It's not as if the woman will sit at the back and the man will sit in front and be driving. The woman will sit in front. Now it's too much.
But
It's too much. I
what of
I
the
beg.
can't even
idea
say
that this is the one that you know? That what of men, because men that have secretaries spending time, they spend 9 to 5 in the office with the secretary.
that's what I'm
Get
saying.
me
We
this,
can't.
get me that.
Yeah, for me, if I can't control if my husband has a secretary. But if I can control
No,
who
you can
enters.
control. Sorry, can I give a point? Because I want to give a point of a personal experience in my household, my father and my mother. Since I was born, I've never seen my father with a female secretary.
Mm,
That was yeah, and I believe that it is his wife
That
that
put
has
the
made
word.
that clear, and that's it.
exactly.
So you get a
But
male secretary,
but that's
please.
what I'm saying. Your case is different. Some men will not like some. I know my father has had female secretaries, and I know my mother was going crazy. After a while, it was like, look, no matter what, that's what's going to do. Do you get what I'm saying? And I know that sometimes they've had arguments about this, but she can't really control it because he can say, "Oh, she's the best staff, Kiniko." Okay, just shall bring money to the house. But this car, this car one, you're telling me you're dropping. Like I can control that because I like you cannot just allow anybody inside your car. Secondly, it is work. Me, I separate because I feel like if my husband, because a lot of shit, sorry, a lot of nonsense
Oh
happens
God.
a lot of nonsense happens in the workplace. That's why some men will say, I don't want my wife to work. So it's like whatever happens at work, to be honest, I don't want to know. But once you leave work, that's what I'm saying with this car thing, like you're stepping out of work. You cannot be continuing conversations in your car with somebody you work with. I will not let it happen. But if you want to be in the office or with secretary or your female colleague, I mean, you guys, I mean, get
So
crazy with yourself.
they are saying
Just
that
make
in this particular, sorry, like that basically there are things where it affects his work and how he makes money, so
sure
he
that
can't really do
is,
much about it. But if it's
yeah, I mean,
a social event, then
like the thing is in my dad's case, like whoever the different women, anyways, but the different. I'm not talking too much, but the girls were doing like they were hitting targets, they were bringing in money. So it's like, okay, shall bring the money. If this person is doing this and she has connections, that's fine. So that's something like I can't control that. But then anything outside of work, I have control over it. So for me, if someone was, I mean, I did it, I wouldn't want my husband to have a female secretary. But can I also say these days, I mean, some men are doing both. So it's like, oh my, we can't control. Can't
Woo!
control it. I
You
think men
block
will
a
know
female not knowing that your issue is not female.
as it you get. So
It's
it's like
true.
control that one.
Hey.
So, but I can control that car one. I don't want to see anybody in that car. If I smell anything, you're in trouble.
Me, I just believe that the man, I don't have energy for wahala. The man
As
should
in,
know, should have the brain and the sense to know that he shall not put himself in a compromising
that's
situation.
exactly.
Because me too, in my office, I'm not putting myself in compromising situation.
That's a fair point.
I'm not going for an office trip and then sitting down in the bar after the in the hotel bar and with
So,
my
but
male
you're
colleague and wearing short dress, please. Let everybody
That's
be
a fair
mature.
point. That
Uh-uh.
you may have principle, but don't test
Don't test
your
the waters, I beg, because after
yeah.
I finish drinking, do I know whether later the colleague will be looking like my husband? Hey, I beg.
Oh, moral of the story is that, as the Bible says, flee from all
Yes,
appearances of evil,
flee,
not
run
resist,
away.
not bend
Ah,
and cast. It says flee, flee
don't
from
put
all
yourself in the
appearances.
situation. Why will I go and enter? Why will I go and stand in front of Krispy Kreme when I'm trying to avoid donuts?
Yeah,
exactly.
that's a key one.
Can you imagine?
That's a key word. That's a key word. Anyway, ladies, we've come to the end. So see you all in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.